So hello everyone, welcome to the S.A.M.E, that is Study Art, Motivation and Education, and in this video we are going to discuss about the muscles of mastication. It is the very important topic for a dental student. So muscles of mastication, we learn it from first year to the final year, very important. Okay, we have four muscles of mastication: masseter, temporalis, lateral pterygoid and the medial pterygoid. Now very important thing here is Masseter, temporalis and medial pterygoid. All these three except lateral pterygoid. Lateral pterygoid opens the mouth, whereas Masseter, temporalis and medial pterygoid closes the mouth. Okay, so this is the important part. You have to just remember that lateral pterygoid opens the mouth. Okay, whenever you open your mouth, lateral pterygoid helps in opening of the mouth, whereas other three muscles just help in closing your mouth. Okay, so first we have to remember that muscles of mastication are developed from the mesoderm of first brachial arch. Okay, very important point from the point of view of your Neet examination. Okay, that it is developed from the mesoderm of first brachial arch. Now also some common points, that all these muscles are supplied by the anterior trunk of the mandibular nerve. Okay, mandibular nerve is your cranial nerve 5 and all are derived from the first pharyngeal arch. Okay, now coming to the masseter muscle. Masseter is a quadrilateral that is covers the lateral surface of the ramus of the mandible. Okay, so we are going to first discuss about the origin and the fibers and the insertion and the nerve supply and the action of the masseter. First we are going to discuss about the origin. Or in origin you have to remember the zygomatic arch. Okay, origin, it is originated from where? Zygomatic arch. Now it has three parts: superficial part, deep part and the middle part. Superficial part is the anterior 2/3 of the lower border of zygomatic arch. Okay, and it adjoins the zygomatic process of the maxilla. Then we have the deep surface. Deep part is the deep surface of the zygomatic arch, and middle is the posterior 1/3 of the lower border of the zygomatic arch. Okay, so basically in overall the masseter is masseter muscle is originate from zygomatic arch, and if you divide it into further, so it has superficial, deep and the middle. Superficial is the anterior 2/3 of the lower border of the zygomatic arch, middle is the posterior 1/3 of lower border of the zygomatic arch, and the deep is the deep surface of the zygomatic arch. Simple, very simple. Then we have the fibers, again into three parts: superficial, deep and the middle. Superficial, deep and the middle. Superficial are the oblique one, they run downward and the backward at the 45 degree. Okay, then we have deep, which passes vertically downward. Deep and the middle are the same, they all, both of them are passes vertically and downward. Okay, whereas your superficial goes downward and backward at 45 degree, or you can say obliquely they run. Okay, coming to the insertion. So superficial, all the muscle, this masseter originate from the zygomatic arch and insert into the ramus. Simple. Okay, insert into the ramus. Now again if we divide it into three parts, that is superficial, deep and the middle. So superficially it in superficially lower part of the lateral surface of the ramus. Okay, in deeply it rests on the ramus, and the middle part is the middle part insert into the central part of the ramus. Okay, so superficial on the lower part, deep rest on the into the ramus, and middle part insert into the central part of the ramus. Coming to the nerve supply and the action of the masseter muscle. So nerve supply is masseteric nerve, it is an anterior division of the mandibular nerve. Okay, and the action is, as I have told you, that masseter, temporalis and medial pterygoid. All these three have one common action, that is closing of the mouth. So whenever we close the mouth, we elevate our mandible, and whenever we open the mouth, we depresses our mandible. Okay, so what does it do? Masseter do the closing of the mouth, so it elevates the mandible. And if we talk about other functions, so superficial fibers are there which causes the protrusion of the mandible. Okay, now next, coming to the next part, that is your temporalis. Temporalis is a fan shape, you have to remember this. Okay, now if we see that this is your mandible, this is your last molar, and this is your temporalis. Okay, this is your temporalis muscle. Okay, now this temporalis muscle, it has superficial temporal line. Okay, and this is your coronoid process. So if we talk about its origin, so it originates from the temporal fossa except zygomatic bone. Okay, temporal fossa and the temporal fascia is the origin. Then it inserted into the coronoid process. Okay, it inserted into the coronoid process, that is the deep and the margins. Then also it get inserted into the ramus on the anterior border. Okay, so here you can see in the diagram, it inserted into the, कहाँ से start हो रही है, it is starting from the temporal fossa, or you can say the temporal fascia, and it get inserted into the coronoid process or the anterior border of the ramus. This is your ramus or the anterior border of the ramus. Okay, coronoid process and the anterior border of the ramus. Okay, then we have fibers. We have some fibers, anterior, middle and the posterior. Anterior fibers runs vertically, middle fibers run obliquely, and the posterior fibers runs horizontally. These horizontal posterior fibers helps into the protrusion of the mandible. Okay, and if we talk about the nerve supply, so there are two deep temporal nerves are there which supplies the temporalis muscle. Okay, so this is about the first part of the muscles of mastication, and in this part we have discussed about the two muscles, that is masseter and the temporalis. In the next part we are going to discuss about the lateral pterygoid, it is very very important, and in the third part we are going to discuss about the medial pterygoid. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, and if this video helps you in your academics, then I would be really grateful. And yeah, this is all about it. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, thank you so much for watching this video, and also you can find the notes of this video in the description box. There is a drive link. You can simply click on the drive link and download these notes. If you don't want to make notes, so you can just download these notes. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this video helps you in academics. So I will see you on the next video. Till then, thank you so much for watching.